This video is brought to you by Mammoth Headwear. One size fits big. Hey everybody, it's Jimmy from the DIY and Digital, and today we are doing a fun little Christmas model railroad project that you can do with your family. Welcome back everybody. First of all, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates like this video. So every year around Christmas time, I like to do a model railroad themed Christmas project, whether it's something really simple or something that's a little bit more complex. So this year what I decided to do was to make a little micro layout that is really fun and really easy to do with your family. It's something you can do in about a day or two depending on certain materials that you use. So let's go ahead and get started. We will be building this tiny holiday layout on a 2-foot diameter pine round board I picked up from my local home improvement center for about 12 bucks. We will be creating the snow effect using polyester quilt batting. Now I had this laying around from another project, but I will link some in the description below. I will not be going for realism with this layout. If you want to see a realistic snowy holiday layout, I highly recommend checking out Steve's Trains. He does a great video on a realistic micro holiday layout. First, we lay the batting out flat across the board and then hold it in place as we flip the round board over. Remember, you don't want to stretch this stuff out because it will pull apart. Once we flipped it, we use a staple gun to attach it to the board. After we've put about 4 or 5 staples into it, we go ahead and use a utility knife to cut off the excess batting, and then bring back the staple gun to put the rest of it in place. Now we do leave a gap for the feeder wire that will run power to the track. Now we assemble the track. I am using 6 pieces of Kato 216mm radius track and 2 pieces of 282mm track. If you want a perfect circle, I recommend going with 8 pieces of Kato's 249mm track. For the power connection, I am using a Kato Terminal Unijoiner and feeding it through a slit that I cut in the batting to hide it. You can see how to attach these in a video that I have linked right up here, as well as in the description below. I am now using latex caulk to glue the track in place. I put the caulk down at the joints since this is where the most contact between the track and the batting is. Latex caulk is really cheap, but you have to let it dry overnight. If you're looking to make this a one-day project, I recommend using something like Liquid Nails Quick Grip that has a 10-minute working time. We weigh everything down and wait for the caulk to dry overnight. Now for the decorations. I'll be using these super cheap snow-covered pine trees with wooden bases. These are great for quick, snowy trees, and if you have a realistic snowy scene, the bases are easily removed. I will also be placing a couple of pre-built in-scale buildings that I had lying around on this layout. I have linked several of these in the description below if you want to purchase your own. I start by placing the buildings where I want them so I can put the trees around the spots that they are. I then start placing the trees on the layout. These came in a 48 pack, so there are a lot to place, and I like grouping them in groups of 3 to 5 trees. Once I have them placed, I secure the trees and buildings with some more latex caulk, and then I let them dry overnight. This video is brought to you by Mammoth Headwear. One size fits big. It's Christmas time and you're looking for gifts, and one thing that a lot of people like and specialize in are hats. Hats are part of a person's personality. You find the right hat, it's something that just fits with you. Unfortunately for me, I've never really worn a lot of hats, and it's not because I don't like them. I love hats. It's just that I was blessed with a big head at birth, and I still have that big head today, which means that a lot of hats are just not comfortable for me to wear, whether they are too tight or they are too small and they just kind of sit really high up on my head. They've just never been right for me. So when Taylor from Mammoth Headwear reached out to me and asked me to try his hat, I was intrigued because this is something that honestly I realized that no one had ever done. So he sent me this hat. It's a snapback hat. And as soon as I put it on, I literally looked at my wife and I said, this is the most comfortable hat that I have ever worn. This is the first ball cap hat that I feel like I could wear all day and not be uncomfortable. The rest of them, they've either been too tight or they haven't been cut right for my head. This is the first time I've ever worn a hat that felt like it fits. And when you find something that fits, it's just one of those things that it makes you feel better about yourself, and it's going to make you more confident in wearing a hat. So I just want to say thank you to Taylor for introducing me to these. You're making some great stuff here. So if you are blessed with a big head like me, or you know someone who is that wants to wear hats but can't find quite the right one, I highly recommend that you check out Mammoth Headwear. I have a link to their website in the description below, and you can go check that out. So Mammoth Headwear, one size fits big. Here is the finished layout. So that's the 2020 Model Railroad Christmas project. A lot of fun, very easy to do. Definitely something if you're looking for a little bit of a craft that's Model Railroad related during Christmas time, something really easy that you can do. So that's it for today, guys. I want to say a special thank you to our sponsor, Mammoth Headwear. You can check them out in the link in the description below. I also want to say a special thank you to all of our patrons. They're listed right here. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any updates like this video. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, and happy railroading.